So this is the metaverse right now. What if I told you that in a few years' time, the metaverse is gonna look like this? Now, the VR headsets right now look like this. What if I told you that in a few years' time, they're gonna look like this? So instead of having just HD and HD in both eyes, you're gonna have 4K or 8K and 8K in both eyes. And then with that, you're gonna be in a photorealistic environment that's gonna look like this. How is that going to be any different from real life? No, it'll be totally indistinguishable. I know, it's all very scary, it's a little bit crazy, and it's all very scary, but if you think it's interesting and you want to see this beautiful avatar in your subscription box every single day, then subscribe, hit the little bell icon, and let's get this show on the road. It's totally insane where all this is going, and I'm here to talk all about Metaverse, all about photorealistic graphics. So this is the Unreal Engine 5, and most of the clips are from this guy, so if you want, you can check out his channel. He has a lot of videos about the Unreal Engine 5 and rendering it in various different settings. But when I saw this for the first time, I couldn't believe my eyes that this is actually going to be video game graphics. So when I say Metaverse, I really mean video games, and that's a fact that people don't understand. Metaverse is not Mark Zuckerberg's Metaverse. That guy just knows how to steal stuff, like he stole stories from Snapchat, or how he stole Reels from TikTok, and now he stole the whole Metaverse line from, you know, no one really owns the Metaverse. The Metaverse are various video games that can replicate real life, more or less. You're gonna be able to earn inside the Metaverse. So no, when I say Metaverse, I definitely don't mean Mark Zuckerberg's Metaverse. I mean all the other Metaverses that are gonna be created, that are going to be on the blockchain, totally decentralized. Now first, here's another YouTuber. He does all kinds of VR, so virtual reality related videos. And he has tested every single VR headset that's out there, from the cheapest ones to the most expensive ones. And he shares the same feeling I have, because I too have been testing VR headsets for years. Not nearly as many as this guy, but still.
It blew my mind in a way that I've only had the first time I hopped in VR, and I've been chasing that fresh VR feeling for 5 years now.
The only time I had that feeling that I was entering a freaking Matrix was the very first time I put on my Oculus Rift VR headset. It totally blew my mind how realistic it looked. And from there, it just got monotone very fast. The games are not good. At least back then, they weren't that good. And you could just tell you're in a virtual space. It had nothing to do with real life. So now I've seen this video from him where he says that he has tested the very best virtual reality glasses that really transform him into the virtual space where he is not sure whether it's real life or not. So this is what the guy says, the guy who has tested every single VR headset that's ever been invented. Here's what he said.
And this is the first headset I would seriously consider using as an actual monitor replacement. It's so clear, it's almost weird. Getting into typical games just feels, for a lack of better words, magical. And sometimes it's hard to tell what's real and what isn't. It got me so wrapped up into the experience that I was practically shaking by the end of it.
Now imagine having those VR glasses with photorealistic environments. And for example, you're playing a Metaverse game, you're playing a play-to-earn game, right, with the VR. You could be wielding a sword, killing some monsters, earning some crypto on the side, when then all of a sudden you don't know where to go, and you see there's a certain NPC in the distance, and you walk up to the NPC and you ask him, "Can you tell me where to go?" And he turns around and it turns out it's not an NPC at all. It's a guy that's paid to stand there and point play-to-earn players in the right direction, and he's getting paid monthly for that. Yes, that's one of the jobs you can have in the Metaverse, for sure. I have a full video of 5 ways you can earn money in the Metaverse, and you can check it out after watching this video. But being in that photorealistic environment, I can't even picture it myself how crazy that's going to be, man. So really what I'm looking forward to the most, this is probably something no one is expecting me to say, but I'm really looking forward to Metaverse horror games and horror experiences basically in the photorealistic space. So we've not had any play-to-earn horror games, and I think that's for a reason. Horror games are extremely difficult to create, and they're very freaking scary. So this is another render about how a haunted house could look like and a potential metaverse horror space with the full photorealistic setting. So let's check it out. So first of all, no, I'm not too big of a fan of horror games. I just like the feeling of getting scared. I don't know, it's kind of exciting. It gets your adrenaline pumping. It gets you going, you know what I mean? But yeah, that is basically the render, and it still looks photorealistic. It still looks freaking scary. I would be hesitant to try and enter this house, to be honest. And also, there's no music to this, so all the music that was added is my music, added by me, basically. So another thing I totally see happening is someone creating a whole Metaverse soccer game, or football game, if you will, where you don't just go out and play like FIFA, but you have to do the full process of becoming a football player, and that's kind of what the Metaverse is about. So you can't really enter the court, start playing, finish the game, and then move on to the next one. No, you have to actually wait in between the games, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be 11 players on each team, and a coach, and fans that are going to come out to watch, to pay the stadium for the tickets to actually be there to watch the game live. And that's really what the Metaverse is about. Now, putting all that in a photorealistic environment, first of all, it's going to be real hard to render, so that's why I'm saying this is probably a few years in the future, if not even 5+ years in the future, depending on how fast the graphic cards get developed and how fast people adopt such a metaverse. For a lot of people, it's going to be real scary, the transition from real life to metaverse. But here's another thing that people don't really see when talking about the metaverse. It's not necessarily going to replace real life, and it's not necessarily going to replace video games either. There's still gonna be normal games out there. There's still gonna be gamers. There's still gonna be a real life out there. Obviously, real life is not gonna get canceled anytime soon. But what it is going to do is it's going to create a whole new medium for new players, new people who weren't in those spaces before. Well, in the video game space, really. Everybody is in the real life space. What am I talking about? But it's a whole new medium for a new group of people, and the first adopters are going to be the play-to-earn players and the crypto enthusiasts like you and me. So I'm really curious to find out, what do you think about all this photorealistic metaverse? Is it going to be a thing, or do you think that the metaverse is really going to be a video game every time? It's always going to be like the Sandbox or Axie Infinity, and it's never going to move to the photorealistic stage? Because for video games, it never really did move to the photorealistic stage. Those games never really did do well. They really went with the photorealistic vibe. But then again, the photorealism is a new thing, and it never was this good as it is right now. So who knows what's gonna happen in the future? These are just some of my predictions as to what could happen, and I just wanted to talk about it in today's video. So I have a new video uploading schedule, guys. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday are video uploading days, so be on the lookout on those days and look for new videos from the Inspector. Until then, actually tomorrow is a Monday, so I guess I'm uploading tomorrow. So until tomorrow, my name is the Inspector, and I'll see you then. Peace.
I'm not a singer, man. I'm definitely not a rapper. But let's kill this rap party, guys. Let's do this. Give me the flash, you get the cash. 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 Give me the flash, flash, cash, flash.